Hello guys. First of all, I would like to stress that I am not an expert in knowing the Japanese culture. I did not study their culture for a long time. I'm a Malaysian married to Japanese, and my family and I just moved here in February this year. So my content will always be based on that total 8 months time of me staying in Japan. So I remember when I just moved to Japan, we have this welcome gathering in my husband's uncle's house. We were at this Genkan area, which is so-called the entry areas for a Japanese house, which is located inside the house, right in front of the main door. Something like this. This belongs to my house one. For big house, they have much bigger Genkan area. So in the uncle's Genkan, everybody was lining up behind me waiting for their turn to enter the living room to take off their shoes. I don't know why I'm the first one, I just happened to be the first one. So I was wearing the shoes with shoelace and I spent quite some time to take it off. As a result, I kind of jammed up the whole entry area as everyone's waiting for their turn to take off their shoes. The same thing happened when we are about to leave the house. To wear the shoes, everybody spent about 2 to 3 seconds to get it done, where I needed an extra 2 to 3 minutes to wear and tie my shoe. So my husband was like, "Can you please do something about your shoes? I've never seen anyone taking so long at the Genkan just to wear and take off shoes. It's ridiculous." So this way, which I'm going to talk about, is something quite uninteresting to most people, yet a big deal here. This way, I mean you are not supposed to do and undo the shoe ribbon all the time. You are supposed to just tie it once and use it for a long time. Unless you are going to wash it. It works like this. Do not tighten up the entire shoelace too much. Adjust to your comfortable level. Make sure the room in the shoes are just nice for the feet to slide in and slide out. This specific step is important to do if you are serious about saving time. So if you have been doing this, you are one highly effective goodness who wear shoes very swiftly like this. So when the Japanese are required to make payment for things like the donations, deposit payments, participant fees, or anything there's ceremonial related like the childbirth, birthday blessing, or wedding gift, they usually put the money into a small envelope, just like we Chinese, we use ang pao, the red packet. In Japan, they also have their version of ang pao. They use kimpu. It's something like gold packet. Other than kimpu, the plain envelope is another accessory to present your money in an orderly, neatly form. For instance, remember when I was making payment for my younger son's school deposit, I noticed the other Japanese mothers were submitting their deposit payment in a sleek-looking envelope. They take out the envelope from their bag and place it on the table. That action was so elegant looking. I was like, what is that? Why nobody tells me I have to put my money inside the envelope? Which appears to be, you don't need a LV or Chanel bag, but all you need is a piece of nice looking envelope to look refined in this kind of scenario. This also happened to me during one of the Halloween party, which was privately organized by the school's mothers. It's a private event. We are required to pay a minimum participant fee for the candy and goodie bag, which costs around less than 200 yen for one kid. Both my kids joined this very wonderful event. I actually took a video of the party, but I can't share it as I have to respect the privacy of the other kids. Privacy in terms of taking or sharing videos, photos of the kids in Japan is quite a big concern here. Make sure to get permission before posting anything about the other kids, especially in Japan. And it would be very painful if I were to blur out the kid faces in the video. My editing skill is not at this level yet. This Halloween party is not something formal, yet mothers here are respecting the other organizer mothers so much so to use the pretty kimpu for even very small amount of payment. It certainly looks more presentable and respectful as a whole. They have the standardized bags to organize miscellaneous items for every kid in the school. As you know, in Japan, the indoor slippers are very common footwear to be worn indoor. They are called the uwabaki. Most of the public places provide uwabaki for you to do exchange at the front door. Certain places like the school, they don't provide uwabaki for you. So you have to own a pair of uwabaki shoes here. This is my uwabaki. If you were to bring your own slipper to any public or formal occasion in Japan, you are advised to keep the slippers in a slipper bag as well. It's advised to keep it in a nice looking leather bag. It can be a nice looking paper bag or something, but not plastic bag or trash bag, which I normally like to do. To have a clearer picture, Let's take a look at my son's school bags to get a feel of how things are organized here in the bags of the Japanese. This is his school bag. This is a standard school bag that we bought from his school. All the kids here are using the same standardized school bag like this in his school. So it's not very big, not for the books. As the typical kindergarten in Japan doesn't do much academic teaching, it's all about physical teaching for activities like gymnastics, dancing. Playing, singing, and art classes. In Japan, they focus more on the so-called cognitive development, self-sufficient development to cultivate the kids to be more independent and confident. Sorry, now back to the topic. So the Japanese kids are in general taught to have better focus skill and stronger physical ability as a foundation before venturing into the school books, homeworks, as there's no academic program, so the purpose of this bag is only for the bento box, drinking cup, and the handkerchief, which the bento box has to be kept into the bento bag itself like this. Then comes the cup in its own cup bag like this. Then you have the mask bag to keep the used mask. Then comes the hand carry big bag to keep all the other miscellaneous items for the gym clothes in the gym bag like this, and the uwabaki slippers in the uwabaki bag, the class hat. I suppose this part is to block the wind. They also have the straw hat for summer usage, and then this cute round hat for autumn and winter. Now it's the autumn time, so he's wearing this one to school every day. And then lastly, the art apron for art class. I have to wash all of this once a week on every Friday. Well, which is the last day of the week. My school will bring all this back from the school, which usually Monday to Thursday. These are all well kept in the school locker. So for the record, most kindergarten here encourage the parents to DIY this whole set of bags, and stunningly, DIY skills are super pro. The use of water volume. In terms of hand, face, dishwashing, the Japanese use tap water and small water volume like this. As a result, you do not need to clean or wipe the surrounding of the sink, the floor. I'm sure a lot of you have been doing this already as a common sense not to waste water. This is also a norm for most people here, other than to keep the house clean, dry, to save energy. It doesn't make loud water splashing noises as well. So after corrected by my husband and the mother, I've learned to do chores in a more delicate way with no resources waste. I'm now in this moral high ground that I've never been before, and like I say, it seems like a very uninteresting small matter. It's a common sense to most people, and again, to quote, not all common sense are commonly practiced. The intriguing part in Japan to me is that most people here put these tiny little habits into practice, plus many other nice tiny little habits together, which form a super awesome culture. In addition, this point that I just mentioned is considered proven, as I've personally checked with a few mothers' friends around me, and they really do this on the daily basis. And the part about shoelaces, I've checked that as well. They do that. So I remember the early stage when I just came to Japan. From the very early stage, I was staying with my in-laws. I used to wake up in the morning and still wearing my pajamas until lunchtime. My husband would be like, can you go and change your pajamas? I'll be like, excuse me, I do the same back then in Singapore since I don't go out, so why can't I just wear the same thing in the house for my very own comfort? So he'd be like, it's not nice, you should change into the outing wear even in the house right after you wake up. Then I started to observe, even for my mother-in-law, she put on her Shu Uemura foundation, cheek brushes, and drew her eyebrow every morning. So I seriously never see her bare face before the previous 8 months staying together with her. She always wake up very early, like 5 in the morning. By the time I woke up probably 7, she had done her makeup looking so ready to conquer her house, and she would tuck in like 1 a.m. in the midnight. I never get to see her bare face. I mean, what is the problem to wake up early in the morning and do makeup? Always be ready, even if you don't plan to go out on that particular day. There's absolutely no problem. This is how much of the Japanese do. Always make sure to get ready, to look your best every single day. You will never know if you will bump into a customer, a job opportunity, or an acquaintance that you don't wish to show very much of the downside. There are many more points to share about this topic. So those are the points that I've selected. I think they are essential habits to make a big difference in life. I learned all of them during my stay in Japan from the wonderful Japanese people around me. So be it majority of the Japanese people do that or not, I've done my fact check, they do. Every day I'm thankful to be here and I can't wait to learn and see more. Lastly, I thank you for watching this video. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you have a wonderful day.